Hello there, YouTube. We're going to do a video today. We're going to talk about daylight saving time today. And I want to mention that Florida should get rid of daylight saving time. They should not have a bill they're trying to pass, the Florida Sunshine Protection Act, is to have permanent daylight saving time. They can't have permanent daylight saving time because it'll make it too dark in the winter time. And this morning time, the sunrise will not be until 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock instead of 7:30 or 8 o'clock. It makes it too dark in the winter months. And another problem with the daylight saving time with the summer is that it makes it too hot in the summer evenings, where you use more air conditioning. They should not be using the daylight saving time anytime. They should be using permanent standard time. Otherwise it wastes energy and it makes it too hot in the evening. And many times I want to go out to the beach in the evening time and it's too hot. It stays above 90 degrees, all the way until 9:30, 10 o'clock, which is ridiculous. It should be, if it was on standard time, it would be, sunset would be at 7:30, not 8:30. That's the way it should be in the tropics. In the southern states, be having the sunset no later than 7:30 and have it light until 8, not 9. In Hawaii, it's that way. The sunset is at 7:30, and it's light until 8 o'clock. And the same for Arizona. Those two states have done it correctly. So if they're going to eliminate the time change, they need to use permanent standard time. And another thing they should do too is they should make all of Florida one time zone, not have two time zones. So this way, in the winter time, all of Florida is on New York time, and in the spring and summer, all of Florida is on Chicago time, without springing forward. If they do it the other way, then it's going to make a 2-hour time difference between Florida and Alabama. If they use permanent standard time, permanent daylight saving time. If they use permanent daylight saving time all year, that makes a 2-hour time difference between Alabama and the Panhandle, or in Florida. It's no good. It needs to be on the other time. It needs to be on Eastern Standard, not Eastern Daylight. There should be no Eastern Daylight anywhere in Florida. It should all be Eastern Standard, because it makes it too hot, as I mentioned, and it's all, and it ruins the evening time. You can't enjoy any time in the evening time before everyone has to go home and go to sleep. You have to wait until 10 o'clock or 10:30 at night, and then it's nice outside. And then by that time everyone wants to go to sleep. So you can't enjoy anything. It's too long of it. It's too much light in the tropics. You don't need that much sunlight in the tropics. It should be the other way. So that's one of the things they just need to do. They shouldn't have it. I wrote some tweets here, and I was going to read some of the parts. Let's see if I have it on here, if I can find it. Where did it go now? Let's see. Okay, yeah. Let's see about here, and it says no daylight saving time year-round. They need to ask Congress to give us permanent standard time, not daylight saving time. So it's cooler that way. It makes it too hot as I mentioned, and today this weekend, that's gonna put the time forward. And the sunrise now today was like 7:15, 7:30. Now when they put the time forward, the sunrise is gonna be. I meant the sunrise is not gonna be until. The sunrise won't be until 8:30 now, instead of 7:30. So see how dark it is in the morning. Because when I woke up this morning, it was still dark. It was still dark at 10 after 7. It was still dark outside. So now it's not going to be light until after 8. That doesn't make any sense to have it that late. And people don't like to keep changing the time. I don't like keep changing the time. You cannot get acclimated to it. Because it's telling people, the wrong time. It makes everybody on jet lag. You're on constant jet lag all the time. So they just need to eliminate this. They should not be trying to do the opposite. Now it's going to make it too. It makes it too hot now in the summer and too dark in the winter time. So they tried this, back in 1974. They tried putting permanent daylight saving time in the whole country. And this was back in 1974, and then they did away with it because it made sunrise not until 8:30, 9 o'clock. And the school children that were waiting at the buses, a lot of people died because they were hit by cars, waiting in the dark. The drivers can't see them, so they should have it light in the morning. When it's, and in the summertime, it would be better to have light in the morning than a lot of times, when people like to go out in the morning and work in the yard or in their garden. Well, the older people do, I know, when it's not so hot outside. Why do you want it hot in the evening time? That makes no sense, and you use more air conditioning. It's cheaper to use LED lighting than to crank up the air conditioning. It makes perfect sense to have it light earlier. And when people are trying to get up to go to work, it wakes you up. Sunlight wakes you up in the morning. So we're just hoping that they just do away with this. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, because and they make it the same sunset time here like in New York. The sunset in New York is at 8:30, then it's light until 9 o'clock over there. I mean, it doesn't need to be light until 9 o'clock in the tropics, which would be Florida, Texas, Arizona, or the states that are in the south, because it's too hot there for it. It would save more energy to have it on standard time in the south. So that's pretty much what I'm just trying to add a few things in there to try to figure out how else to address this, but I hope you get the point that they just need to do away with the daylight saving time, because they keep trying to pass these other bills and then the Congress don't approve it. Yeah, they don't approve it because it's because you need to use permanent standard time, then they would approve it. So that's okay. We'll check back another. So take care now there. Try and see how this one comes out.